Claire smiled and watched as the RAC man hitched the winch to the front of their car. Bludden was now back by the man, asking if there was anything else he could do, but the RAC man shook his head. She then watched in confusion as the RAC man fell to the floor, clutching his throat and gargling cries of pain. Claire's heart raced. Bludden rushed to the man and turned him onto his back. He kicked and thrashed on the floor as his life drained away, causing Bludden to scream and run for his car, but he was propelled forward as though tripped and landed on the bonnet. Blood poured out of his mouth as he lifted his head to speak, but nothing came. Only bubbles of blood, which popped and spattered the windshield. Claire thrust herself back in her seat and screamed until her lungs hurt. Tears came as hysteria kicked in. In her husband's back were arrows, 3 of them. The thin-shafted sticks were decorated with feathers. Bludden's head smashed down onto the bonnet as another arrow smacked into the side of his neck. Another eruption of blood splashed the glass. Yoan wailed as Claire bellowed in terror. Standing in the middle of the road, not 30 feet away, was the biggest man she had ever seen. Or thought it was a man, because its skin from head to foot was colored dark green. It must have been close to 7.5 feet tall. Its body rippled with muscle. It was naked, bar the big white mask, which looked as though it had been made from a sheep's skull. In its left hand was a bow, on its back a quiver of the homemade arrows. It stood there as Claire fell apart. She tried to get out of the passenger seat and into the driver's. An arrow thunked in the glass, making her jump, its slate managing to crack the glass. Getting into the driver's seat, she hit the automatic locks and realized the key was not in the ignition, that Bludden had them. Yoan was now wild with tears and screams as another green-skinned thing appeared at the window and hammered on the glass. This one had wild, bloodshot eyes. Its long hair was a knotted mess. It wasn't as big as the other one, who now had the RAC man over its shoulder and was currently sweeping Bludden off the bonnet. Claire watched as he carried the bodies to the woods.